You're listening to Catholic Chicago on WNDZ 750 AM. During the next hour, the Archdiocese of Chicago brings you programs about the people, events, and issues that touch our lives. Welcome to Catholic Chicago.
Good morning, Chicago. Welcome to the Fully Alive radio program and podcast, which is the radio program podcast of the Office of Human Dignity and Solidarity at the Archdiocese of Chicago. I am one of your hosts this morning, Dawn Fitzpatrick, and with me is my coworker, Ray Pingoy. Welcome, Ray.
Good morning. Good morning, everyone.
This is so exciting. I love this new format. We get to look at ourselves on TV as we talk. It's kind of cool, right,
That's
Ray?
That's right. Get to look at myself.
Yes.
Sorry, everyone. I apologize.
Before you just heard our voices, now you get to see us. Isn't this cool?
Awesome.
So this is pretty exciting. I think it is officially summer now.
It is. Right. Happy 4th of July, everybody.
That's right.
Yes.
I know last time we came to you all over the airwaves, it was officially summer. Yeah. It was right after the Memorial Day weekend.
Yeah, we're feeling it. We're feeling summer.
Oh my gosh. Steamy.
Lots of thunderstorms and all those tornado watches.
And I have this little dog who just won't go out because it's too hot. Just kind of frustrating.
I don't blame her.
I know. So this morning, it's kind of exciting. We are getting ready for our annual ECHO conference. This year it's going to be a little different. We're calling it ECHO Chicago Mini. Mm-hmm. It's just a weekend for young adults. And we're going to kind of dedicate this entire program to ECHO Chicago and what it's all about. And actually joining us on the phone this morning is the famous Brian Butler. Are you there, Brian?
Good morning, Dawn. Good morning, Ray. Great to be with y'all.
Yes. Now, Brian is the executive director of Dummox Ministries, and he is the founder of ECHO and the one who decided to partner with us so many years ago to bring ECHO to Chicago.
What a gift.
Yes. So we're really looking forward to seeing you in just a little over a week.
We're looking forward to it. I am looking forward to it. Our team's looking forward to it. It's an exciting time. As I'm talking with you at the moment, mm-hmm. We are actually doing another ECHO retreat right mm-hmm. now. So mm-hmm. It's all up in my bones, and I'm excited to be able to bring this to Chicago yet again. Looking forward to it.
Yes. Well, I know it's such an experience. I know we've done this a number of times now, and I mean, you can't help but be a part of ECHO if you're at ECHO. I know it's so wonderful that you're giving us a few minutes, because I know you really are present there. And when you come here, you'll be present here. So we appreciate being able to talk to you for a minute.
And Brian, is the ECHO that you're at right now in Louisiana, is that just for the young adults, or it's the full-blown ECHO with the teens and everything?
Yeah, this is a young adult one. Okay. ECHO began first just for teenagers, mm-hmm. and then the second iteration of it was for teenagers and young adults. Mm-hmm. And then we started to have a third iteration, which was sometimes to only do it for young adults. And so that's the one that I'm on right now. Mm-hmm. And a version of that is what we'll be doing with you guys and, coming up real soon.
Right. It's so cool. And it's nice and very fun to hear the evolution of ECHO. So you started doing this just for teens. And what was that like, and where did that start?
Well, it actually started interestingly. So as I'm speaking to you today, I'm in Houma, Louisiana, mm-hmm. and I was in Houma about 15, 16 years ago when I did a major Theology of the Body weekend retreat for teens. And this young man at the end of the retreat was flying high, and his name was Ryan. And Ryan looks at me at the end of this retreat. He's like 16 years old, and he's like, "Man, what if we were to do this for like a whole week?" and I was like, I thought that was fun, but I saw all the logistics and all the difficulty that would be, and I was like, "Yeah, it's a nice idea, Ryan." And the coming weeks after that, I started thinking about it and praying about it, and started feeling this tug, like the Lord kind of whispered in my heart, "Yeah, you should try to do this week-long like Theology of the Body retreat for young people." And so I went to my archbishop at the time, and I was getting ready to ask him permission to do it in our archdiocese in New Orleans, and which is where I'm from. And as I'm sitting down with him about to ask him this question, like in the first minute of our meeting, he says, "Brian, I've been thinking, what if you were to do like a week-long Theology of the Body retreat?"
Spirit,
I almost fell out of my chair.
Oh,
I couldn't believe that he had been inspired with the same sort of message from the Holy Spirit. So that began it, and as we said, then it began with teens and young adults, and now, it's been 12 years since we did that first Echo retreat, and we've had the gift of being able to do it all over the world, and a number of places in the U.S., and Chicago has been a special place in our hearts for the last, I guess, about 5 years since we started doing things there. And so we're looking forward to this.
Yes, us too. I know that typically the way that Echo is these days, we would have a weekend of formation with young adults, and then on Monday afternoon, the teens would come in, and most of the young adults stay with us to help put it on for the teens. And then it's just phenomenal till the following Thursday. So this is going to be a little different this time. We're just doing the Friday, Saturday retreat, and it's not residential. But what do you think is going to be really great about what we're doing this go around?
Well, I think that there is a particular charism, that I think that, the Lord gives his Spirit to particular communities around the world and works in particular ways given the different gifts and location and the people that are there. And so I think the Lord has poured a particular charism into our community and into the relationships that we've been able to forge over the years with you guys. And that goes wherever we take this ministry. And so even though it's only going to be a few days, I just am excited to have the core of that charism, which is really informed by St. John Paul II's thought and his teaching and his life, and the gift of the sanctity of the body and the call to authentic love. It's something that everybody is just so starving for right now. And so, we're at the end of this retreat that I'm on right now. We're at the closing. We're about to head into the closing ceremonies. And the young adults that are on this retreat are exploding with joy and freedom right now. I mean, if I could put a meter on the joy and freedom that's about 100 yards from me where I'm standing, it's incredible. And that's what I'm excited to tap into, I think, with the young adults in Chicago. If you're listening today and you're wanting more to understand the truth of who God made you to be and how to pursue him all the way to the end. In fact, we have a musician with us this week. His name's Mark Dufresne, and Mark will be with us in Chicago.
Yes.
And Mark's got an original song that he was playing for us a little while ago called Made for You. And it's just crazy, beautiful song of reminding us of the truth of who we are made to be. There's so many things in our lives that distract us from the truth of the core of who God made us to be. And knowing that we're made for him and knowing that we're meant to actually experience his love in relationships with each other is something that John Paul taught us how to do. And I'm excited to be able to open that up, July 9th and 10th.
Yes, us too. And I think another really exciting thing is that you're bringing Jason Everett. I mean, he's going to be partnering with you and us to do this Echo. And we're super excited about that. So tell us how that came about.
Yeah, so Jason and I have been, it's been a gift to be, in brotherhood with him for a long time. We met in the early 2000s at a youth conference down here in Louisiana, and then in 2005, we started writing a program that later was published called The Theology of the Body for Teens, and it was him and his wife Crystalina, and myself, and that program, by God's grace, has been all over the world, and it's now, 10 years later, in 2016, we did an update of the program, which is called Life, Love, and the Theology of the Body. And so we've had our respective ministries going on in separate places for a really long time, of Domox Ministries and down here in the South, and Chastity Project out in the West, and but him traveling all over the world. And we've stayed as good brothers, and the Lord just kind of started pulling us closer together this past year, and seeing how we could really start to partner more intentionally together to have a synergy between our ministries. And so we've been discerning a lot and seeing just a lot of beauty and peace in that, and we're excited to have the first retreat that we're going to be doing together be right there in Chicago. I can't wait.
Yeah.
How exciting!
Yeah, we are super excited.
How exciting! And I want to ask you this question as well. You've been on the road, throughout the pandemic. I want to ask you though, how's the temperature of the young adults out there? I mean, of course it's summer now, it's hot, but how are they? I'm sure they're itching to be in person, to be there. How's it going over there in Louisiana?
Well, honestly, I have traveled, and it's not only been Louisiana. I've been around the country a decent bit. I went out on the road with my family for a while.
That's
actually,
right,
last fall in an extended sort of family mission trip in an RV, traveling from state to state, parish to parish. And the temperature, I think, was very similar in a lot of places. And that, like, a lot of us were really hurting, being sequestered and isolated.
Yeah.
And for young adults, it did a lot of damage. A lot of them really turning to some of the things that are not good for us, turning to alcohol, turning to pornography, turning to binging on these certain things, even Netflix and digital sort of stuff, where it's just, when you were stuck at home and you had nothing to do, a lot of people just started to be consumed with their technology. And so I've seen a great desire in those young adults to come out into authentic relationship, and I can't wait to see what that's like in your neck of the woods, to have young adults come together in person. All of the events that we've been doing have just been, there's been so much joy to be in person together and to see each other face to face, and to be able to, still being smart, right, with COVID protocols, but not letting that stop us from having a true communion. And so I'm looking forward to that.
Yes, us too. I know it's been so difficult to do everything over Zoom or Teams, We've been able to, fortunately, I think.
Although a gift,
definitely a gift that technology suddenly came to the forefront during all this. And it was a way to keep in touch with people, and to even have more people in a meeting than ever in some cases, because they could easily log into it. But I think there was something missing, it's so much nicer to be able to sit here across the table from you, Ray, and be able to talk in person.
The sense of community.
Yeah.
And family,
For sure. And so I think having everybody at St. Alphonsus is it's going to be refreshing. Certainly exciting. So, and incidentally, I don't think we said that before. This is going to be at St. Alphonsus at 1429 West Wellington Avenue in Chicago on July 9th and 10th. So, so let's talk a second about what that July 9th and 10th is going to look like. Brian, do you want to share some of the schedule?
Yeah, so Friday night, I think it's around, if I'm not mistaken, 5:30 that we'll come together, and people will start arriving and having, grabbing a bite to eat for dinner. And then around 6:30 is when we'll have some introductions, and by 7 o'clock heading into our first session, our first talk, with some live music and prayer, and from there launching into the rest of an evening that we'll have mass that evening as well. So if you're somebody who needs to go to work and early in the morning, you'll still be able to catch the sacrament of mass later at night. And so we'll be able to worship together. We'll be able to reflect together on the truth of our story and God's call in our lives, and be lifted up by the beauty of that. Looking back to the beginning of what did God make us for from the very beginning. The title of the retreat, Echo, comes from St. John Paul II's language, where he says we have an echo in our hearts of the original innocence that we once had back in the garden, right? Back in the Garden of Eden, which is not just a story that was a long time ago of naked people and a talking snake and they ruined my life. That's the idea sometimes we think today, but there's so much beauty there to be recovered, and he helps us get there, and we love unpacking that with people. So we'll start that Friday night. We'll come back. We'll probably finish up around 10 o'clock or something like that, and then come back Saturday morning. I believe it's about 9 or 9:30. There's an optional session in the morning for some morning prayer. Then we'll have some, continental sort of things that people can grab some coffee, and then open up our next day together with another slate of a mix of talks. And you'll have an opportunity to also be in some small groups. So they'll have some young adults throughout the weekend. You won't just be one number inside of a larger group, but you'll have a smaller group of young adults that you'll get a chance to talk with throughout the weekend and process and share with, which is really an exciting thing. Sister Tracy Dugas, who is a daughter of St. Paul there in Chicago, will be joining us to helping with some of the speaking. Myself, Jason Everett, Mark Dufresne leading music. You guys helping us on the side of MC, and it's just going to be a wonderful day, weaving in and out from listening and sharing and celebrating. We'll have some hangout time at night, something we call Coffee House, with some live music and just chilling together and enjoying some time to hang out and be in community. We'll have an opportunity for a few priests will be available, at least for a little while, for the Sacrament of Reconciliation. So it's just going to be an awesome weekend.
Mm-hmm. And also, just so everybody knows, we actually have some other sisters coming as well. We have at least one seminarian that I know of that'll be there. Some others that have said they will try. Of course, we'll have several priests there, and Ray and I, we're going to be there. And of course, your team, Brian. So we're so excited that you guys are coming. This is going to be just a great weekend. So we encourage all of you listening, if you're a young adult, and that the definition of young adult means you graduated from high school at least a year ago, and then that age can be whatever after that. We do tend to get a lot of just out of college kind of young adults, but certainly anybody is welcome. And it is very affordable. It's just $95 for the 2 days. That includes all your meals, all your materials, and of course the location, the speakers, everything. And if you would like, those of you listening, if you would like to just join us virtually, that's a possibility too. We do have a way to register to be a participant virtually, and that's just $45. So either way, we hope you'll join us. We hope you'll become a part of our Echo family. And then we have lots of ways to work with you throughout the year after this. So we're looking forward to seeing everybody.
And that virtual option also is, there will be some virtual small groups that will happen as well. So if that's your reality, you can't make it for some reason, you really can't get there, you're sick or something, you could also share the link, share the registration with people who don't live in the Chicago area, and they could get on, and you could still maybe have some discussion, about the beautiful things that you're experiencing, even experiencing it from afar.
Absolutely.
And it's not too late yet to register as well. So go ahead and go to our websites at respectlifechicago.org, and then click on the events tab there, and you'll find a lot of information about the Echo Mini, and of course a button to register. So go ahead, www.respectlifechicago.org, and hit that events tab.
Yep. All right. Well, Brian, we thank you so much. I know that you're super busy and you're in the process of wrapping up a very important Echo weekend with some young adults, even as we speak.
I hear the birds in the background.
Yeah.
I love it.
Stepped outside for a few minutes here.
Yes. So you get back to that. We look forward to seeing you next week, and your team and everybody who's going to join us. So
Praying for you.
Thanks again, Brian. See you soon.
Sounds good. Look forward to seeing y'all. God bless.
God bless.
I feel special. I feel great. I got good grades.
We've seen a huge surge in our kids now meeting or exceeding grade level. Come check us out. You may have never thought we were an option before.
The 27th Annual Catholic Charities Golf Classic will take place on July 19th, and you are cordially invited to attend. Gather your friends and work colleagues for this fabulous event that will take place on two beautiful golf courses, Shore Acres in Lake Bluff and Knollwood Club in Lake Forest. Proceeds will benefit Catholic Charities programs and services in Lake County. All state and CDC guidelines will be followed, and registrations are filling up quickly. Call 847-814-3839 today. That's 847-814-3839. Thank you on behalf of everyone we serve in Lake County.
The Word Made Clear is exactly what its name implies. It's an easy-to-understand explanation of the Word of God, the Gospel. Hello, I'm Father James McElhone, Director of Biblical Formation for the Archdiocese of Chicago. I'd like to invite you to take our free online Bible study program by going to thewordmadeclear.org. Our website offers an audio-based guide to the Gospels of Mark, Matthew, Luke, and John. Listen to my lectures and follow along with the handouts provided. There are even discussion guides. You can also explore the biblical roots of the Mass. And there are links to a wide variety of biblical sources that will benefit both teachers and students of the sacred scriptures. Just go to wordmadeclear.org to experience our free online Bible study program. Again, it's free at wordmadeclear.org. It's the Word of God. Enjoy. By the power of His blood. Amen.
Amen. I'm alive. Welcome back to Fully Alive, the radio program of the Office of Human Dignity and Solidarity at the Archdiocese of Chicago. You are listening to and or watching Dawn and Ray, both from Respect Life Ministries at the Office of Human Dignity and Solidarity. And we are talking today about our upcoming ECHO conference/retreat that we'll be holding next weekend, the 9th and 10th.
It truly is, just reflecting on this during the break, but it truly is an invitation to that fullness of life. Mm-hmm. You know, we talk about ECHO, we talk about this retreat, we talk about the theology of the body. And of course, you know, we're part of the Office of Human Dignity and Solidarity. But really, this is an invitation to live out the fullness of life that God calls us to.
Absolutely. And, you know, it's so heartbreaking. There's such an identity crisis in our world today. People don't know who they are. They don't know why they're here. And they actually are listening to things from the culture that really aren't true. They're listening to things that the evil one is whispering in their ear. And then they start to question themselves. So we have the answer to that, right? Yeah. Theology of the body. John Paul II is such a prophet. He foresaw a lot of what we're going through now. Mm-hmm. You know, back in the 70s and 80s when he actually started this work. And it's taken, I don't know, almost a generation just to get the word out. But people are really, this is really something you can just wade in and sink your teeth into and really learn so much about yourself and about your relationship with God and who God is and who Jesus is and what does that mean for me? You know, all this is such an important thing. So
it's daunting when you hear the word theology. Mm-hmm. It's like, and you know, I go around different schools and I say that word theology of the body. And they get caught up with that whole word theology because they're like, oh, that's going to be a lot of studying and this and that. Well, yes.
If you're Ray or me, it's a lot of studying.
We should be humbled when we're entering into studying God, right?
Yes.
It's a humbling thing. And John Paul II gives us that language of, you know what, there's a study of God, there's a theology, there's a study of God that's being revealed through the way He made us.
Right.
How beautiful is that?
So, and I think sometimes people get hung up on the word body too.
Right.
And they say, well, what is this, sex education? Right. It's not. It really isn't. But it is understanding who we are because God created us human. Mm-hmm. And the fact that God became human really says a lot about who we are.
his love for us too.
So one of the things that John Paul II said was that Jesus came to reveal man to himself, right? And through his coming, his being born, his living on this earth, and in the way he died and the way he rose again, it tells us all about ourselves and why we're here and where we're going.
Right. Yeah, he redeemed us, and he invites us. He invites us to his Father's place, to his Father's house. Right. This is this place right here, right now, here on earth, a temporary place. But he really does call us to his heavenly Father's mansion.
Right. Absolutely. Yeah. And so there's a reason why we're here. There's a reason why we're made the way we are. And that's what it's all about.
Yeah. My first impression of Echo, I remember I was invited to head over there with my family a long time ago when my wife and I think we just had 2 kids during that time.
Oh, really? Woo-hoo,
the easy life. No, it was a great gift because they were younger, and, it was our first kind of family, I don't know what to call it, retreat, I guess. Because, I would go solo, and then my wife would sometimes go to a retreat for her as well. But this time is a whole family retreat. And it was just a beautiful atmosphere, a beautiful venue, a beautiful community that welcomed us.
Yes.
And we saw priests, we saw sisters, we saw young adults there, and we were us as a family. And it was a beautiful gift to see that fullness of life. That we're all invited to.
Well, and spoiler alert, Ray's whole family's going to be there on the 9th and 10th. And he's now has 5 kids, count them 5, and one more on the way.
Yeah, my wife's fully pregnant.
Fully. So very exciting that your whole family will be there. And I know that your children look forward to this every year. And it was so disappointing that we had to call it off last year thanks to the pandemic.
And I had to kind of give them a little bit of a warning. This is not the usual Echo that we go to. This is a 2-day thing, because they were expecting to hold the games, because we usually would play in the big courtyard there.
Yes.
But this time around, it'll still be a gift because we'll be surrounded by young adults. We'll be surrounded by our brothers and sisters, really building that community.
For sure. So, all right. Well, it's just about time for another break. So we're going to take a break. And when we come back, we're actually going to talk to someone who is an alumnus of Echo and one of our Theology of the Body ambassadors, and a little bit about what his impression of Echo is, as well as what he's done with it. So see you after the break.
Yes.
I heard mercy call my name. He rolled the sun away. Amen. Amen. I'm alive because he lives. Amen.
Throughout the COVID-19 pandemic, Catholic Charities has continued to respond to the needs of people who come to us for assistance. More than 850,000 meals and food parcels have been offered to those who are struggling with food insecurity. Over 108,000 homelessness prevention hotline calls have been answered. Over 22,000 people have received mental health services, and $2 million in financial assistance has been provided to keep people housed. If you or someone you know needs assistance, email us at gethelp@catholiccharities.net. That's gethelp@catholiccharities.net. Or call 312-655-7700. That's 312-655-7700. Before, during, and after COVID-19, Catholic Charities is here for you.
The cemetery ministry is a core ministry of our Catholic faith tied to the corporal works of mercy. It's comforting to know that our Catholic cemeteries are caring for the remains of our loved ones awaiting the resurrection. There are 44 Archdiocese of Chicago Catholic cemeteries willing to help you in your time of loss. Call 708-449-6100 or visit CatholicCemeteriesChicago.org. Catholic Cemeteries, serving the Catholic community since 1837.
Catholic Charities Schreiber Center for Human Services is now open in Round Lake. Due to the pandemic, we are limited in the number of in-person programs that we currently can provide. However, a food pantry is open twice a week, and a Wednesday night supper is held with to-go meals every week. A wide range of senior services are now offered as well. If we can assist you or someone you know, please call us at 847-546-5733. That's 847-546-5733. Before, during, and after COVID-19, Catholic Charities is here for you.
You're listening to Catholic Chicago on WNDZ 750 AM. Every Monday through Friday from 8 a.m. to 9 a.m., the Archdiocese of Chicago presents programming about the people, events, and issues that touch our lives. Thanks for letting us be part of your morning. Now again, Catholic Chicago.
Thanks for hanging through the break. You are listening and or watching the Fully Alive radio/podcast of the Office of Human Dignity and Solidarity at the Archdiocese of Chicago. I'm Dawn Fitzpatrick, along with my coworker Ray Pingoy. And we have dedicated this hour to talking about our Echo Chicago Mini and what it is Echo Chicago is all about. We just spoke with Brian Butler, the executive director of Dumox Ministries. He shared some of where Echo came from, what we can expect next weekend when we have Echo Chicago Mini here at St. Alphonsus on the 9th and 10th of July. And now we actually have somebody we would consider alumni of Echo Chicago, as well as one of our Theology of the Body ambassadors, and his name is Marcos Martinez, who was born and raised in Berwyn, Illinois. He was recently hired as a ministry coordinator for Iskaki, a Catholic ministry organization that supports Latino young adults. He joined Iskaki after living in his initiation retreat in March of 2019 and has been an active member of the St. Leonard community since he served as a community coordinator in January of 2020. As I mentioned, Marcos also has done some talks for us. So welcome, Marcos. How are you doing?
Hi, Dawn. Thanks for having me on.
Yeah. This is so exciting. This is the first time for us doing our radio show live with somebody on the other end who we can see.
It's great to see you.
Other than when people were in the studio. Yeah. So it's great to have you. So tell us a little bit, Marcos, about your experience with Echo and how that led to you, what you do now at Iskaki.
Yes. So I got invited to Echo back in 2019 by the pastor at my parish, Father Bobby Kruger, who I think is you guys know very well. And he's a huge advocate of theology of the body and the Echo retreat. So he saw it fit that I go to the retreat and try to go for the full week to go and live it as a young adult, and then to stay and serve for the teens that go as well. And it was a great experience. There was two of my friends who are also members of Iskaki that I got to be there with during the young adult portion. And I really didn't know what to expect, but it was a lot to take in, just about learning more about my faith through the lens of my body and my sexuality, trying to understand my identity. I think at that point in my life, I was really trying to find what my purpose was, how I was going to be living that out as a man of faith. And Echo really helped give me a better understanding of the gifts that I was given, and how I could live those out, how I can be given those, how I could live as a man for others. And I got to put it into practice the second half of the retreat when I was assigned a small group with the teen section of the retreat, and was able to kind of help offer some guidance to the young people in my small group while they were living the Echo experience.
Great. And then that led to you wanting to do more with Theology of the Body. You came to a couple of workshops that Ray and I led that gave you a deeper understanding of theology of the body, and you were able to even do some talks for us out on our Chastity Education Initiative.
And it was also, I remember this as well, because when you told me that you were heading to the Theology of the Body Institute to hear Christopher West.
Yes.
Christopher West. I was so excited for you. Can you tell me how does it feel to be at that young adults and hearing this message, and how important is it for the young adults to hear this message, really?
Yeah. So, as you guys had mentioned, now I currently work with Iskaki, and we do young adult ministry for Latinos in the Chicagoland area.
Mm-hmm.
And something that was so attractive to me when I became a part of Iskaki and why I wanted to take the job was because of I thought that there was a lot of potential and power in the energy of young people, and being in a community of people that were, my age and from a similar background. It really gave me a sense of understanding myself better and trying to understand other people, and really the opportunity then to be working with young people and to see how God is working through people, even as the times have changed, right? And the way that we understand our faith has kind of shifted. I think that it's been really refreshing to see that there's still some simple truths about our humanity, right? And no matter our age or where we kind of grow up, there's still a couple of simple truths. And when I've been working with young people and hearing kind of the struggles that we're dealing with in today's culture, and then learning about theology of the body and how it offered some answers for who we are and how to navigate today's culture, I knew that there was just that there was a calling for me, that I had always had this understanding about, what we were made for, and knew that it was more, and having that desire to help others see it, walk with others in their spiritual journey towards the kingdom, right? And not letting people fall victim to sin and temptation,
right.
And fall off of a path of righteousness, and to have them fully understand and embrace the fullness of our faith.
Sure. Well, and it's interesting because St. John Paul II actually coined the phrase the new evangelization, right? And that's exactly, I think, what we are doing here with this Theology of the Body retreat, and with all we do with Theology of the Body, is bringing the new evangelization to people to help them to understand how they can come to Jesus at any point in their life, and that he's open, with open arms. He's ready for you. And really your life doesn't make sense until you get to know Jesus, really. At least that's one of my takeaways from our Theology of the Body. What do you think, Marcos?
Yeah. And I think just that I continue to see it every day, and like that simple truth, right? Of that we all desire this, fulfillment, and we seek it out in ways of the world, right? In my own life, I had really sought it out through women, drugs and alcohol, even sports, entertainment, food, just these worldly things that I sought out to kind of fill this emptiness that we had, that we all have, and I see just throughout human history and throughout the people that I engage with, is that there's this emptiness and this seeking out of the fulfillment, right? And that none of it really made sense until I met Christ, and that was the beauty of it. Once I kind of was exposed to that truth and exposed to that encounter, there was no real turning back. And I mean, now even if I have times where I struggle, I still could always fall back on that truth and that encounter that I've had with Christ, and knowing that He's the only thing that makes all of this make sense.
Sure.
I remember just a little bit of reminiscing here. I remember after Echo of 2019, we were all cleaning up, packing up the van and everything, and then we needed an extra vehicle to kind of go around the city and drop off some folks at the airport. And I remember you, Marcos, and you kind of just volunteered out of nowhere. And my goodness, I just wanted to honor you for that. And look at you now. I know you've always had that in your heart, that service. You want to serve God's people. And I know during the pandemic, this was also during a time that you were called specifically to the ministry that you're serving now. How did that come about? I mean, again, during the lockdown, and then now you're serving full time with Iskaki.
Yeah, I remember that that instance after my Echo experience in 2019. I had actually taken like one of the key cards home with me, and I had to bring it back.
And
the
then you
next
came
day.
back, and then
Well,
I'm like,
because but Patty wasn't going to let you get too far without that key card coming back. I know
Exactly.
that.
the Holy Spirit.
But I'm glad that I came back. I stayed to have mass with the team there and talk about my experience a little bit, and then I was able to offer my car as a service to the airport and spend the day with you guys and the people from Del Max. So I was grateful for that experience and being open and available. Right, there's a lesson, right, to be open and available to God and He gives. So going back to your question, right, about the pandemic and ministering to people in the lockdown, what we do here in Iskaki is really relationship based, and we take an approach with retreats and intentional communities of discipleship, and that was really tough to do. One, because we couldn't do retreats during the pandemic, and even trying to meet with our communities over Zoom got old really fast. It wasn't the same thing for people, and we just did what we could to just try to stay engaged with one another. And I think it was an opportunity to grow deeper in relationship, even if we couldn't see each other face to face. If we could just share what was going on in our lives throughout the pandemic, what we were learning about ourselves, about our faith, what we missed about normal everyday life. And I think that helped us give a sense of like being in this together. But it was also a huge reminder of the importance of the things that we do in the ministry that we have, the importance of being inside of a church for Mass, of seeing each other and engaging in person and having those types of relationships and experiences in person. I think it was a great reminder. And now that we kind of on the second half of whatever this pandemic is, we've seen people have the energy and the excitement to be back again in person when we're able to do things. And I think it's been a great reminder, now looking ahead at engaging with one another in that way and doing ministry, how we used to. There's kind of that sense of people not wanting to take it for granted anymore, and trying to seek out more opportunities to meet new people and to be in person with one another. I think that was one of the biggest things I've seen since now coming back from lockdown, that people have learned to not try to take these experiences for granted.
Well, I've noticed too, because now the churches are fully open and, people are able to come freely. They don't have to sign in anymore. And, it seems like you see a new excitement. And that's one of the things my husband and I have said as we see, we're like, look, new faces, and they all seem eager. I'm sure, I know for myself, not receiving the Eucharist it was just, I don't know, a couple of months really, the 2020 spring. And then when the churches opened up partially, we were there every week. We always made sure we signed up or helped or whatever so we could be there. But I know that you just have this certain longing that I think it gets to be like old hat. People forget what we're receiving and what a benefit it is to actually be with Jesus as often as you can, right? And we have that in the Catholic Church. So what a beautiful thing. And that's what Echo is going to bring too. We're going to be with Jesus and with, his priests and those who serve him and people of every vocation. So it's very, very exciting time.
That's actually a great reminder too for us, because during the lockdown, we kind of took things for granted, right? And now that we're slowly opening up, as you mentioned, Don, fully opening up, we can't take things for granted, right? We have to see it all as a gift.
Just remember, God allows good to come out of anything
Amen.
that's not good, and hopefully that memory will stick with people. But we need to go to a break, so if you can hang on there, Marcos, we'll be right back. And if everybody else can just give us a minute, listen to our PSAs, and we'll be back momentarily.
By the power of his blood. Amen. Amen. I'm alive because he lives. Amen. Amen. Let my song join the world that never ends because he lives.
Caring adults make all the difference in the lives of adolescents. Catholic Charities understands this, and our mentorship program provides a free opportunity for youth living in Lake County to spend time, virtually, with volunteers who genuinely care about them. This program is ideal for youths age 9 to 12 who may need support navigating the challenges of childhood and early adolescence. Our amazing volunteers serve as friends and role models who help youth recognize their strengths and empower them to reach their full potential. Catholic Charities conducts a thorough background check on every volunteer, and our program coordinator closely monitors and supports each relationship. Mentoring is a fun after-school program that is totally different from remote learning. Virtual group sessions help youth enjoy fun activities with their peers, too. We're connecting youth with great role models. Join us today. To learn more, call 312-937-3375. That's 312-937-3375.
Hey, it's Timothy Johnston here from Liturgy Training Publications. Over the past few months, I'm sure you've found yourself at home more, whether it's working from home or watching live stream masses on Sunday mornings. As we began adjusting to this at the beginning of the pandemic, one of the things I missed the most was gathering with friends at the parish. That's why we at LTP have created this new virtual gathering series called Living the Sunday Word. We meet virtually on Thursday evenings each week and reflect on the upcoming Sunday readings. And with that, we share stories to help us more fully reflect on the Word of God. I'm inviting each of you to join us, a group of friends meeting virtually from all parts of the country. So visit ltp.org for more information and to register. You won't want to miss this.
I was dead in the grave.
Welcome back to Fully Alive. We have our final segment of the morning, and you are listening to Dawn and Ray. We're talking to Marcos Martinez about his experiences with Echo Theology of the Body and his current ministry, Iskaki. Thanks for being there, Marcos.
Yes, thanks for having me.
Sure,
Joy.
absolutely. So tell us a little bit about what you're looking forward to having Echo next weekend.
Well, I would say one is just to see both of you guys' lovely faces. And honestly, I just, for me, theology of the body has been a huge influence in me, in my faith, and just a way for me to live it out and to learn more about it. So I'm just looking forward to hearing guys like Brian Butler and Jason Everett to speak. They have both been really instrumental in my formation, and I'm really looking forward to see what they have to say. Also, because of my role with Iskaki now, I have relationships with several young people who are doing ministry, who are looking to grow more in their faith, to grow as disciples of Christ. And so I really want to help expose our community to theology of the body, because of young people just needing this in their life. Needing to understand how it isn't just, living out their faith as saying that you're a follower of Christ on the days that you want to be, and
Right.
then continuing to just be a young person in today's society.
Yeah.
on the other days that you want to be. I think it's the fullness, right? The fullness of life and of our faith. And I think that once we're able to understand it through the lens of our body and our sexuality,
Yes.
we're really able to fully live it out. So I'm looking forward to bringing some young people who don't maybe have as much exposure to theology of the body to be able to finally get that little taste
Mhm.
and hopefully to have the willingness to go deeper into the theology of the body.
Well, I think you said something really interesting there, and that is basically talking about the way that people try to compartmentalize their life. And they say, okay, well, today I'm Catholic, I'm going to church. Tomorrow I do this for a living. The next day, we're really, we are one holistic person. And our faith and our relationship with Jesus Christ is a big part of that all the time. And I think understanding our true identity and understanding why God created us helps us to realize that that we are faith-filled people 100% of the time, and we always should be living that out. And when people try to keep it in a little box, that's when they get into trouble.
Yeah, and I think one of the, just to go deeper on that point, like something that I remember learning from my Echo experience was this idea of spirit and body, right? And how sometimes we'll kind of try to separate those. Or I know that I've met a lot of people who have a real sense of their spirituality and feel that connection to Christ in that type of way, but maybe not as much in relation to their body or into the body of Christ. And I think once I was able to learn more about those connections between my humanity and the divinity of God, and seeing the divinity in myself and in my body, was really what made the connection, right? And like how you said, the holistic approach, and that's what is important to me in my ministry, is that we help the whole person and not just certain aspects.
Sure.
So I think that that's one of the parts that I'm looking forward to help bring into my community here in the ministry, but also just into the Latino community itself, for us to better understand our identity, our purpose, our vocations, through the lens of theology of the body.
Well, and I think something else that it becomes very apparent in our study of theology of the body and in our Echo retreat as well is the importance of community, and that we are called to be together, and that's been so hard during the pandemic, because you couldn't be together in the full sense of community the way God wants us to be. But so now we're going to have that opportunity again, and that's so exciting that people get to build a community and realize that God calls us to that. There's a reason why we call the Eucharist our communion, right? Because we're coming together in community with the same faith, the same beliefs, understanding our relationship to Jesus, his relationship to us, and that it goes across, to others, as well as up and down to just a relationship with our Lord ourselves. So certainly all of that is a part of what we're going to get at Echo.
I want to also lastly honor you, Marcos, for your hearts, for your dedication, for your passion in serving the young adults, in serving this. Can you speak a little bit about Iskaki? I know you guys have a what do you call it, a fundraiser coming up. Maybe invite those to check out Iskaki and your website as well.
Yes, thank you. So and Don had just mentioned it about the importance of community, and that's really what we look to do with our ministry. The main component of our ministry is these 3-day faith awakening retreats that we try to facilitate an encounter with Christ for young people, specifically in the Latino community. We have such a rich history with the Catholic faith, but I feel that sometimes it became more of a tradition than something that we knew and understood. So what we try to do with our ministry is try to connect the faith that we've known and understood, or known our whole life, but in a way that connects with us in our current situations. And we follow up on our retreats by having intentional communities of discipleship at different parishes, and we're also looking to move into into the community colleges to offer our ministry there as well. And we're looking to grow and like I said, take the holistic approach. So not only are we offering, faith formation and communities to live out as disciples, but also offering a mentorship program and scholarships to our young people to be able to help them in their educational journeys and help them find professional success as young people here in society and see that there's different options for them if they want a job in ministry, if they want to be a doctor, that we're looking to help them connect with people who have been there before and offer that kind of guidance so that they feel like that they have a relevant place in the church and society here in the U.S. And we're having our annual gala, a fundraising gala dinner to this January 24th. It's a Saturday at the Midwestern Conference Center, and we'll be honoring Martin Cabrera, who's played an intricate role in the Latino community and supporting different initiatives to help Latinos here in the Chicagoland area. So if you're looking for more information, visit our website at iskali.org, and you'll find our information there about our gala that will help fundraise to support our programming and our mission of helping equip and empower young Latinos to be the next generation of leaders for church and society.
Okay. And that's July 24th, right? I think you said January, but you meant July. They both start with a J. 24th. They both start with a J.
Right.
Okay, so we just have just a couple minutes, so let's leave some last thoughts with everybody. I hope that some of you who are listening or watching us are intrigued with the idea of coming to Echo, and that you'll join us, because we do have just another about 8 days maybe until we come together as an Echo community. But we still have space.
It's not too late to sign up.
Not too late. And it's going to be such a fabulous couple of days. You're in for a treat. So I encourage you to sign up. Ray, tell everybody again how they can sign up for it.
Go ahead and visit our website, www.respectlifechicago.org, and then click on that tab, events tab over on the left side. And then there's going to be information there. And of course, scroll all the way down there and you will see the registration button.
Mm-hmm. And for the first time ever, Jason Everett is coming to join us for Echo. Of course, Brian Butler will be there along with his team. Ray and I are the MCs.
Yeah.
So that should be fun, right?
It truly is, dare I say, life-changing event,
yes.
right?
Yes.
Life-changing, yeah.
So, and of course, Marcos will be there. So I know you all want to come. Marcos, do you have a couple last-minute words to encourage people to come to Echo?
Yeah, I mean, I think you said it. It was really a life-changing experience for me. I had just a better understanding about myself and my purpose here on earth, and how I can really make an impact and serve God just in my everyday life, and I feel like I've continued to live that out and have held on to a lot of the lessons I learned during my Echo experience. And just hearing Brian speak at the Echo that I went to, and I've also seen Jason Everett speak. They're both so gifted and really, I think, have a way of resonating with young people about talking about our faith. So I would just encourage it. It's a great experience and an opportunity, right, to come out and meet new people, meet other people who are interested in growing in their faith.
Yes. And Father Steve will be there, St. Alphonsus. So once again, everyone join us. Sign up at respectlifechicago.org. And we are looking forward to seeing you on the 9th and 10th of July. And I think it's about time for us to end this program. So we will also be back in August with yet another Fully Alive program. Thank you, Marcos, for joining us. Thanks to Brian Butler for joining us. Enjoy your July, everyone. God bless.
Join us every Monday through Friday at this time for Catholic Chicago. You can stream our programs live or listen to past programs by visiting our website, archchicago.org, and clicking on Radio TV. And please connect with Catholic Chicago on social media.